Hi, welcome again to Hope Dealing. We're in Exodus chapter 3, and we're calling this lesson Exodus. And this, you and I rejoicing and being renewed and being comforted by the fact that God saves. That's what we looked at in our last episode. Now I want to take you to the same verse and talk about something more from verse 7. Exodus 3 verse 7, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows, so I have come down. I love it. These are the expressions of devotion. And let me say, I believe at the front of this is God saying, I'm not like those gods of Egypt. I'm not like an idol. I'm not like, and you'll see that through the Psalms and Jeremiah and Isaiah as they talk about idolatry. They call them stone and trees and wood that can't hear, that can't save you. God is saying outright that I hear, I see, I know. And look at the statements of devotion, that I have heard their cry. I have seen. Sometimes we think God doesn't know. Sometimes in our prayer, we start talking about all the things that we're going through as if God doesn't know. God says about his covenant people that I have heard your cry. Like the song we sing, he can hear our faintest cry. He says, I've seen. God even sees things that you and I don't see. And then I love the fact that he says, I know. I know. That means that he feels it. He's affiliated with it. He's got his mind wrapped around it. In some kind of way, he's sympathetic to our situations. And then on top of it all, he says, I have heard, I have seen, I know, but I love this part. So I have come down. Now that ought to remind you of Jesus. We know Jesus is God in the flesh who has come to save us. But this is certainly a statement of devotion. Yes, it's a statement that he's not one of these false gods, but it's also a statement that the God of heaven, the big boss, you know something's going to happen when the boss shows up to a situation. He doesn't send a manager, he doesn't send another supervisor, he doesn't send somebody else with clout. He comes himself. God says, I have come down. That means the salvation of his people is important enough that he would see to it. I think that this Hebrew passage is ultimately fulfilled in the coming of Jesus Christ to do for us what we could not do for ourselves. And all of this is about, again, not just what God did, but it's about who God is. And knowing who God is helps you to know what he'll do for you and I in our situations. He hears our cry. He sees our trouble. He knows our sorrow. And he comes down to bring us out. I hope that blesses you. Tune in next time to Hope Dealing.